Welcome everyone to the live stream of the Brno Cup 2024. I'm Zoltán László and we already have the first round ongoing in Brno. I will just try to adjust it a little bit so the opening is seen on both tables. That should be alright. So apparently 26 players gathered in Brno for the competition, which means 20 Czech players, 4 players from Hungary, and a player from Slovakia, and 1 from Poland. So a total of 4 countries are represented in this prestigious tournament, which is going to be pretty exciting if you ask me. Let's see the openings. On the first board you can see a young player, Jakub Jan Černý, playing against Miroslav Háša. And on the second table you can see the current world champion of Gomoku, Pavel Laube, playing against Roland Polán. So let's go to the openings. Okay, this looks like it. We have this one on the first board from the young player, and seemingly Miroslav Háša chose white and played a quick move. Although maybe the opening is a bit different, or no, it's correct. And as for the second board, we have Pavel Laube opening. He played one of his preferred corner openings and a quick exchange of moves. It appears to me that Roland Polán is with black pieces. He chose black pieces, and Kadu played one of the 2 most typical moves from this corner opening. Either this move or this one gets played usually for the first white move, so the fourth stone is either f12, f10 or e11. The world champion went with e11, which was answered by e10 from the Hungarian player. Now Pavel Laube needs to choose his strategy. He can try to launch something directly, for example d10. He can be a bit more passive with d9 and make a positional move aiming to win later. He can also play a move like f9, which is also positional but a little more aggressive. We shall see what move he chooses to make. We have a lot of strong players in this competition, and a lot of young talents, which is also pretty good. Jakub Jan Černý chose this g6, and now Miroslav Háša is thinking he has plenty of options to play here. White is in a good spot. This e8 looks really nice positionally. G8 also looks really well. White has tempo, a lot of creative space to launch an attack. The opening itself rather favors white because this black stone is very much in the corner and white can just proceed towards the central area of the board and build its attack. It's up to Miroslav Háša right now to find the way to attack in this game. Meanwhile, Pavel Laube chose d9, a solid positional move which aims to surround black in the corner, suffocate it, And now Roland Polán needs to very carefully choose his next move, because if he rushes for an attack, he might lose this very quickly. He needs to be very careful here. He, on the other hand, has a couple of possible moves here. For it, nothing like direct works here, obviously. I would probably try to go to the space a bit to not let white surround black that much, but this move, this d10, this has to be taken care of. It creates a lot of moves possible for white to continue the attack. As you can see, for example, if I don't know, black tries to be too yellow, then white just goes here and it's gonna be very hard to defend this. Gives a lot of space right there, which you have to avoid. So maybe this move can be considered, or this one. I think this move is too passive. It gets black again surrounded. White just comfortably moves into the space. So this is something he needs to consider. However, he went with the direct version, which means he's already very surrounded. There is no way he can get out of this. He will need to make a defensive move now, which means Pavel will be able to launch his attack position for a future attack maybe, and that could be crucial in the game and easily mean that the world champion will take an easy point in the first round. Okay, this move has already been played. So now Pavel has a couple of options. I don't think he is going for a straight attack because it's the first round and he has no reason to rush anything here. I feel like he's going to move right here on g8 and slowly build his attack. Let's see the other board where there has been a move here. Greggy is trying to open up the space. It was quickly answered by black, and most probably this move is about to come. Perhaps this can still be considered. It's still not a bad move. Maybe this is a bit further than desired, but of course the advantage stays very well. This move can also be considered right now. It's again up to the higher seeded player to choose a strategy here. And he has. There's a quick move here. And we can see that on the other board there's the move I expected from Kadlub. And a quick answer from black, which is rather a direct move, so I'm not sure it can work out. I feel like perhaps a block from here is incoming because it controls the space, the area very well. That's what I'm expecting to see. Oh, it looks like table 2, we lost table 2. Well, let's stick to table 1 until table 2 is back. The young player already decided with this one. They are playing this standard shape, more like excluding the original stones a bit. Greggy has, I would say, 3 options here. He can't play a move like this, which would be very aggressive. He can play a bit more passively here, or maybe here to control the space. I would say those are his 3 options. I'm expecting this the most from him. And we shall see how he actually decides to play this one. Until then, maybe a couple of words about the top contenders today. We have some newcomers as well, but let's talk about the top players here. So the first seeded is the world champion Pavel Laube. Then we have Stepan Tesajic, a very strong multiple times Czech champion. We have Miroslav Háša, who is also really strong. And we have Petr Žižka, who has, I think, once won the Brno Cup already. We have here Jakub Horak, who played in the last World Championship final, and he is also one of the main organizers of this tournament. We also have Radim Kostlivy, who also played in the final of the World Championships and also won the Czech League last year and had a medal last time, I feel like, in the Brno Cup, if I'm remembering correctly. We have Igor Agat here from Slovakia, a pretty strong player himself. We have Piotr Malowiejski from Poland, another strong player. And we have Maciej Holub, who is in a great shape, a great form. He might be able to surprise some people here. I'm struggling to find in the starting list Lukas Soczek. He should be there somewhere. I'm just not quite finding him. But pretty sure he should be there somewhere. Yeah, anyhow, Lukas Soczek is there as well. He was the 5th in the last World Championship final. And we have table 2 back as well. We can see that Greggy did play this move that was expected, and a quick answer by the young player trying to solidify the position a bit. White again has the creative space I was talking about to launch an attack. It's up to Greggy how much he wants to be aggressive in this very first round of the Brno Cup 2024. Meanwhile, let's catch up with the second table here. We can see that obviously Kadlu played this move. This was followed from black. Kadlu played here, controlling the space, the position very well. And now black is on the move. No need to rush anything in the first round. These very experienced players, Pavel Laube and Miroslav Háša, they both know it. They have a considerably weaker opponent in the first round, but still they respectfully play, try to find the best way to play these positions and find an actually good attack in their games, which is the correct way to play. A move at the very same time on both tables, both boards. We can see that Roland Polán, the Hungarian player, decided to go here. It's quite passive. I wouldn't be surprised if Kat would instantly launch an attack here on e5. It's very possible, but he also may consider some indirect building of an attack because there is not enough resources for black to do anything down there in the corner. At least that's how I see the position. This means that Kadlub is under full control, and a bit surprisingly, Gragi decided to play here on f7, which is a rather passive way of attacking. Of course, it's not a terrible idea because what this move f7 provides for Gragi is that he cut any attempt for black to launch any attack in the position. Meanwhile, he can start attacking on both ways of these two, and either of them getting blocked. For example, if the block is coming on h9, Gragi will attack in the lower parts of the board, I feel like, and if the attack comes from a block comes from below, then the attack comes from above. So Gragi is also in a comfortable position, and the young player Jakub Jan Černý moved already from below, and now Gragi needs to decide where to start his attack. He has quite a few options. I'm favoring this one. This would be my instant idea. But of course, normally he has to consider whether a counterattack can be launched here, because if this is happening, I believe this may not be fully enough. But of course, it seems very much enough. But seems is not enough in a game like this. You have to calculate it properly, and that is what Miroslav Háša is doing right now on the board. Okay, it seems like he already played this move. A nice aggressive approach from him. And on the other board we can see that Pavel Laube is a bit more passive here. He does not want to let black play anything here. He's closing this one and only line of black, creating an attack for himself, and if this gets blocked, he can move into the space, create several lines for himself, and win comfortably here. This is a rather easy to solve position, I would say, especially for someone on his level. Okay, the players are very quick in this first round. This move was already played. Let's see what continuation Pavel Laube chooses. I'm pretty sure I will guess it once more, and he will play into the space like this. Yes, he already has. This is the correct move in the position without any doubt. And on the other board, we can see that the young player decided with g10, which tries to take a bit of control here, stop white from expanding this attack. And now Gragi can think about it. Probably he needs to play h11 here. Not a lot of options because he has to stop black from playing h11, and also then black could maybe try something down there. I don't see any ways of doing it, but there might be a possibility if he's not careful enough. Yep, he has already played h11. Okay, once more the expected stone gets played by Roland Polán. Here he plays here. I would instantly play here on h5 because this is pretty much the standard way of winning from this position, because a direct approach is just wasting resources. As you can see, it would be totally wasteful. it's not a good idea. But if you simply play here, you keep this threat of white. It has to be blocked. There is no good block here. It also controls the space a bit. One of these has to be played, and then white goes to the space, connects its stones, creates multiple threats, and you can see that the game is over very soon from a position like this. And Kadlub is still thinking, so this move has not been played yet. Meanwhile, black tries to defend here. White is a bit passive here. This move is undoubtedly incoming. What else can be played here? Nothing else really. And then if white goes here, a comfortable block from black here. And Greggy needs to be careful because he's using up the space, but he needs to create a winning attack now. Otherwise, he is running out of space against Jakub Jan Černý here. Let's see how this young player reacts to this position. I don't think he has any other options than moving right there on G11. Anything else results in a quick loss, really. And perhaps Pavel Laube is considering some different options here, but I'm pretty sure he is going with my move. He could also consider this one, but I just feel like this move is superior to any, and it seems like he did make this move. And now his position is absolutely pretty great. Roland Polán is in a lot of troubles there. The young Czech player also finds this move on G11. He realized he has nowhere else to go, played this move, and now it's up to Miroslav Háša to evaluate this position. I believe he is going on G12 if we consider how he has been playing this game so far. Although after G11 I'm not excluding an option of transitioning the attack to the lower parts and trying to link these parts a bit. With a move like this, for example, I would probably do that because I don't really see enough space down here in the corner to find the win without expecting the opponent to blunder. Yes, G12 already played, and if I'm not mistaken, Roland Polán also already played the expected move. So now it's Pavel Laube's turn to find I5 or any similarly good move and expand the attack and prepare for the finish. Yep, instantly played by Kadlub. Now his position is terrific. A calm play by both players in this very first round of the Brno Cup 2024. They have been patiently playing here. I have to give props to Jakub Jan Černý as well because he is very well surviving here in this position. Doesn't make any blunders here. It's a solid play from the young player. Even if the position still rather favors white. But let's see if he is good as well on the attacking side because If white indeed plays some positional move like this, it provides a little bit of chance for black to launch its own attack here, maybe in the below areas. For which reason I'm not excluding that Greggy plays, instead of I5, he would play something like G4 maybe. But I'm also not excluding the option that he will first play F13 and maybe try something up there. But I wouldn't. Yeah, he did play F13. That isn't a mistake because it probably has to be blocked from above. But let's see how the youngling is going to answer on it. Okay, he did block it from above. Quick reaction. Roland Polán sided with this move. As you can see, it does not really create any offensive opportunities for black, because wherever, let's say, you move anywhere in the position black tries something, you simply block from here and it's gone. No continuation. Still, I believe Catloop can here go for a win easily. Just launch some strong enough attack and finish this game. For example, this combination could be really nice for him, but any other combination, like, he has a bunch of options really, which I'm pretty sure he is going to carefully consider and evaluate before placing his next stone. And Miroslav Háša sides with a different attack. He tries to win here up there. Not a bad idea at all. But it might be defended with a move like this. He has to get creative a bit here after a move like this. For example, something like this could be considered next. But first, the young player has to find a suitable defense for the position. Apparently, I have just realized that actually this is one lower in real life, so there is a little more space up here for white. Let me try and redo it real quick. Hopefully I remember all the moves that being played so far. Nope, this wasn't like that. Okay. Here. Oh, okay, just like this. So it's a quick correction, which was a mistake on my side. But apparently it does not change a lot of things for the position itself, only that black will have a little less space here to attack, and white has a little more space here to attack. Regardless, I believe this has to be played, and still there's not enough space here for white to do wonders in the corner area. Which means I would still expect discontinuation in the game. Oh, beautifully found by the young player. He did indeed play here. So now Greggy needs to get creative. I have to say, Jakub Jan Černý is surviving very well there. And apparently Pavel Laube decided on his attack. He expands the attack this way, which was followed by this move from black. And now Catloop can once more decide whether he plays this one first or this one first. I would expect probably this one first because it has to be blocked here, and then you just do basically whatever you want because there's no defense for black. Kadlub does have this game in the pocket, especially that the block came from here, which means a simple move here wins the game for him, creating a VCF threat here and one here. But he decides to go the direct way, so he plays this 3 first, which can be blocked on either side, the VCF remains. So apparently Pavel Laube is on the way of collecting his first point in the competition. Meanwhile, Gragi launches his attack. He played a 4 to gain position here, a bit of space, and this is looking good for him. You can see that he played here, it creates a line here, and once this is blocked, because it has to be, then White just comfortably plays here, creating so many lines that I'm afraid not even anyone could defend probably. I don't think there is much of a defense here. Everything is just losing. So it seems like his strategic idea is also succeeding. Well done by both players. So actually this was played here and Kadlub is playing the winning line right there. The game is about to end on the second board and also on the first board. I believe it is entering its final phase. Yes, Roland Polán resigns. The game is over with the victory of the Gomoku World Champion of 2023, Pavel Laube. Well done by Kadlub. Then remaining on the first board, we can see that Jakub Jan Černý decided to play here instead. And this means a quicker end in my opinion. The 4 gets played probably. Then just here, black is doomed. Not really a lot of space to do anything. He can try something like this. Of course, creating a VCF, because if white is attacking here, black is going to have this VCF. But I would be very surprised if Greggy would miss it, and I would equally be surprised if the young player would consider counter-attacking like this. But Greggy is thinking there is nothing here that black could do. There's no connection, so there's no need of playing anything like that. Maybe this is the most logical continuation here, but even this is just not enough. It's not enough for anything basically, because white is too powerful. Even if white just goes indirectly here, black can't attack here. There's not enough to launch an attack. Simply it's not sufficient. Okay, Greggy decided to play this first, excluding the opportunity of black even considering a counter-attack on I5. And now black just has to defend here. And then the same thing's gonna happen. Perhaps this not even gets played, just simply directly here on K8 from Greggy. We shall see. to follow the results of every single table and also the standings, I recommend that you follow Gomoku World on Facebook, because it is going to be posted there. So this move indeed has been played K8. It's a really nice attack, it's a strong one. The fact that Greggy did not use this 4 also means that if Black tries something, Greggy has a VCF down here. Just simply like this. From which we can see that Black is still forced to defend in the position, and there's not a lot of ways of doing that. Basically, Miroslav Háša also has this one bagged. It's a win. The young Czech player Jakub Černý has fought really well in the game. He survived for quite a long time, but eventually Miroslav Háša's attack succeeded, and now this block gets played, which means the finish is gonna be here on this line, just like this. Or perhaps in a different sequence, but this win should get played. Nevertheless, we can expect some points from this young Czech player in the competition, which is, by the way, 7 rounds, and of course they're playing with 20 minutes plus 3 seconds Fischer. So Greggy chooses this one as first, this will be the second, and here the third. The win remains the same regardless of the sequence. After this game is finished, we're gonna have a short break, and then we are back with round 2 from Brno, Czechia. Okay, now surrender yet. So this is about to be on the board. No, I'm just not getting right his sequence idea. He did play here first. So it's an open 4, it has to be blocked. The only reason why I would not start with this one is because it gives the opponent one more 4 that it can play after this move, which means the game will last 2 more stones. And I prefer to finish in as few stones as possible. So this is their current position apparently. Pretty sure the young Czech player has to realize he is defeated, and he may resign very soon. Anyhow, the game is over. Okay, he made Greggy play 5 in a row, and now the game is over with the victory of Miroslav Háša. So as said, a short break, and then we are back with round 2.